Just want to shoot a quick video and just let y'all know about some updates. So obviously I haven't been on YouTube in a while. I haven't uploaded a lot of videos recently since the Black Lives Matter video. But for those of you who did watch that and gave me compliments, especially those who don't normally like my videos very much, or who maybe more disagree with my videos, I should say, I really appreciated the positive feedback. I really appreciated all of my fans, checking my stuff out, encouraging me, and saying that they liked what I've put out there. So what I have coming for you is going to be some pretty good stuff, and I just wanted to give you this update, just let you know that I haven't disappeared, I haven't died, I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. I was just working on a lot of projects, including finishing up my first novel. My first novel is a sci-fi novel, and I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy that. Now, I know that might be a little strange having somebody who is so scientific, somebody who is so analytical, write creatively, and you might kind of say, hey, is this guy, really going to be any good? Is this guy going to, really know how to tell a story? And to answer that, I have been coached for basically the past 5 years by professional authors in Christian writing groups. Now, some of these people are people who make their living writing books. They're people who have taken a lot of time, have really helped me out. And one of those people is, some of those people want to stay somewhat anonymous, but one of them is Parker J. Cole. Now, Parker J. Cole writes mostly romance. She's written a lot of Christian romance, but she's written, what she calls edgy Christian romance. Now, you might look at that and say, well, what do you mean by edgy Christian romance? And what it means is basically a Christian romance novel where both characters are not Ned Flanders. What do I mean by that? Most Christian romance out there these days, they have certain things that they want to publish. They basically want to publish Amish fiction, or bonnet fiction, as it's sometimes called, where it's like, okay, you have somebody in a bonnet and like an 1800s dress, and she's waiting for the man to ride up on the horse. What Parker does, however, is she focuses on romance where there might actually be sexual tension between the characters, where there might be sin involved. But if there is something that happens sexually, she closes the door. So if it's about to be the wedding night, she'll close the door. She won't make readers feel like a peeping Tom. And she'll also not put something in your head that shouldn't be there. So her stuff isn't Game of Thrones, it's not graphic. And also what she'll do is she'll also have multi-ethnic romance. So she'll have it where, I hate to use the term interracial because all human beings are really one race, but a lot of her books will feature a black woman and a white man. And I think that's a wonderful thing, whereas for marketing reasons, most Christian romance will depict a white woman and a white man, and there really isn't a lot of other combinations. And it's not that those publishing companies are opposed to multi-ethnic relationships, it's just that they need to focus on what sells. So what sells is usually Amish fiction, which is kind of unfortunate. So what Parker does is, with her YouTube channel, since I've kind of gone on quite a bit about her writing, is she actually interviews Christian authors who are breaking a lot of the rules. So she is writing sci-fi, which, just like I am, and she's writing fantasy, so she's writing a lot of other genres, and really pushing the envelope and breaking the rules in what is kind of in the stifling Christian genre that we see today, if that made any sense. Sorry I didn't really plan this video out too well, but follow with me the best you can. So Parker interviews a lot of authors who might write a Christian book that takes place on a spaceship. So they might write space opera, so it might be I don't want to say a Christian equivalent to Star Trek, because so often that sounds like, okay, we're taking Star Trek, ripping it off, dumbing it down, and calling it Christian, and then having somebody randomly preach to somebody, and really be preaching to the audience. And that's not what a lot of Christian fiction is really supposed to be. So it's kind of unfortunate that a lot of Christian movies out there have put a lot of bad taste in people's mouths and said, well, Christian movie, okay, you mean a cheap, crappy rip-off of a real movie. So, or in the case of books, it's like, okay, Christian sci-fi, so this is going to it would be a cheap, stupid knockoff of real sci-fi. But from what I've seen, a lot of Christian authors out there, and I thought I was going to be the first one doing this, are really doing amazing things. And, you know, if you look at C.S. Lewis and you look at J.R.R. Tolkien, these are the two greatest fantasy writers of all time. I mean, they wrote these amazing stories that are still read today and are still incredibly popular. People still buy them left and right. And, you know, The Hobbit, I mean, was so popular that people decided to take one book and make it into 3 movies. And, you know, people can debate about how well they did that, but I'll definitely say I enjoyed them. Now, it's unfortunate that Christian authors in this day and age, most Christian publishers would not publish something like a C.S. Lewis or a J.R.R. Tolkien if they were alive today. So if C.S. Lewis lived today and he were trying to publish to a Christian publishing house, they would probably say, nah, we don't like a lot of the magic, and there's a witch in here, and, you know, the characters fight, and it's not Amish romance. So even C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, the two greats, would not survive in today's Christian publishing had they not already been established as classic writers. So Parker's channel talks a lot about that. So if you are a Christian, you like Doctor Who, you like spaceships, you like fantasy, you like, you know, maybe even urban fantasy, you know, maybe, or you like Harry Potter, if you enjoy speculative fiction, I definitely recommend checking out her channel. So, you know, some of the other projects I'm working on, of course, are the 3rd installment. One of the big projects I'm working on is the 3rd installment to my Noah's Flood series. So I've been writing the script. I've been having difficulty with it because geology is not my field of expertise. So when I'm reading something about geology, I have to look up a lot more. I have to do a lot more studying. I have to make sure that I am conveying something correctly. Because it's one thing to sit down and read an article and understand it, but then you're going and re-explaining it in your own words. It's like, you know, hold up, I just want to be absolutely sure that I am 100% correct on all these little details. So there's a lot of meticulousness there and a lot of striving for excellence, striving for certainty. And then also I just got my Alienware back, fairly recently. Took Alienware 8 months to fix my computer. Don't ever buy Dell. I recommend never buying a Dell laptop because we're buying Alienware, which is owned by Dell, because, well, it took them 8 months to fix my computer, and you go on Google and you find hundreds of horror stories just like mine. So honestly, Dell and Alienware really need to get their game together because they sell people crappy products, and then they turn around and want people to, pay crappy, outrageous prices, even though they don't actually fix the computer for months and months on end. So, anyway, you can go watch my videos about that, and I'm not even concerned about liability with criticizing Dell or Alienware. So, like I said, that third installment of the Noah's Ark series is going to be talking about geologic evidence for Noah's flood. It's going to be talking about evidence for Noah's flood, but mostly it'll be focusing on geology. There'll be a few other areas where we'll talk about anthropology, genetics, things like that. But you know what? Let me not spoil too much. If you happen to watch my videos and you are somebody with a geology background and you would like to give some feedback, definitely let me know. But that is one thing I have coming very soon. And again, just to wrap up this video, Parker J. Cole's channel, which I have been working on I'm not sure if I explained this earlier in this video, so sorry about that. I want to try to just do all this in one take. Sorry I'm doing this very casually, but if I don't do this casually, then it'll never get done. I'll be working on this video for the next 6 months. But this, just as a quick telling you guys what's going on, I set up a new channel with Parker J. Cole. Now it's her channel, not mine. I'm just helping her set it up. And she is going to be, like I said, on that channel interviewing, on that channel we're putting her podcasts on there where she interviews Christian sci-fi, fantasy, speculative fiction authors. There's horror authors on there. There's people who write stories that might be controversial, such as, well, what if an angel repented? So, or what if a fallen angel repented? So, you have the fallen angels, and I don't think that would ever happen. And usually the authors who write these stories will say, I don't think that this could happen, but what if it did, just for sake of argument? So, speculative fiction really raises a lot of what ifs. Some of them will be very controversial, but at the same time, there is also it's also an area where, as Christians, there needs to be a little bit of give and take with artistic license. Somebody writing a story about time travel to the days of Noah's flood might not believe in time travel, might believe that time travel is impossible, but it's still, it's a plot device. It's for telling a story. This is a fairy tale. This is not a theology essay. So there is that little bit of a give and take, that suspension of disbelief, as they call it. So it's just like when a secular person watches Star Trek, nobody who, if you really believe in evolution, you really believe in Darwinism, you're not going to expect to go into space and find Vulcans and Klingons, etc. You know what, that's, even if you think there's intelligent life out there, you would say that's probably not what you're going to expect to find. So so even in the secular world, they have suspension of disbelief. They're able to say, well, based on X, Y, and Z, I think it's going to be like this, but you could still write a fairy tale where things are a little bit different from reality, and that's why you call it a fairy tale. So, anyway, lots and lots and lots of projects coming, lots of other videos I'll be working on. I'm considering doing a follow-up to the Black Lives Matter video. I'm actually considering a few follow-ups, and even bringing out some more controversial videos that address some other topics. Now, I don't want this channel to be focused entirely on social issues. However, I do think those are important. I do want to touch on them once in a while, but if somebody wants to watch a channel that focuses exclusively on the social issue of the day, they can go to Steven Crowder's channel. They can go to Ben Shapiro's channel. There's lots and lots of people out there who cover these issues, and I think that because God has gifted me in the area of science, that's really what I want to focus on more. And besides, whatever latest transgender bathroom whatever thing is going on, or whatever pronoun thing, or whatever whoever supposedly said a racist term, and is being criticized by another comedian who says nothing but racist terms. Whatever the thing of the day is, it's not. I feel like if I try to go make a video, you put it out, within 3 days it's old news. So I really want my channel to focus on things that are going to be here for a long time, that are going to be here for quite a ways to come. Also, guys, for those of you who are Christians, pray for me. I'm starting work here real soon, and it's going to be a data entry position, which is not bad, but I really want to be in the lab, and this might lead to a promotion to a lab job. However, definitely pray for me there. At least still put money in my pocket and let me, provide content, because, the irony is, even with all of this time on my hands, I still can't provide the content that I want to provide. But thank you so much, guys. God bless, and feel free to check out the rest of my videos. This is Greg, out.